We wanted to reach out to everybody to say what our intentions were, why we were doing it, what we were not interested in doing and gossiping or telling anyone else's story. And Meghan was one of the first people to respond with a lovely text message saying that she'd love to come and help in any way possible.
Meghan was one of the first people to respond with a lovely text message saying that she'd love to come and help in any way possible. What's up? I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the box and loves it. It's funny too that you keep saying, Meghan Markle, you know, I'm Sussex now. You have kids and you go, no, I share my name with my children. Yes. And that feels so I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family name, our little family name. Well, now I know, and I love it. What if we told you Meghan Markle might be already scripting her next chapter? And it doesn't include Prince Harry? From Duchess dreams to billionaire schemes, Meghan's Hollywood comeback is looking more like a solo act than a fairy tale. The media deals are crumbling. The power players are ghosting and the spotlight it's slipping. But don't count her out just yet, because when the narrative breaks, Meghan doesn't retreat, she rebrands. And this time, her next headline might just come with a new man and a bigger empire. Stay tuned because this tea, it's scalding. I think it will end in tears and Harry will return to England one day. But you know what? His brother will put his arm around him and say, welcome home. Because that's the kind of guy. And Meghan Markle, what's also in trouble is her career. Because we have some new stats. We have some new stats about Meghan Markle's show, With Love, Meghan. Let me read you some of these bullet points here. So, the Netflix original series dire viewer stats were revealed in the streamer's semi-annual What We Watched report, which tracks the most popular and most watched things on Netflix. Now, Meghan would have you believe she's this huge star and billions of people are watching her. No. No, 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 no. Let me read you what's going on. With Love, Meghan came in at number 385. The show has garnered just 5.3 million views since its debut in March, which is a pretty dismal number for an original series on the streamer. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been brutally mocked. Kinsey, in a new Family Guy episode in which the characters Stewie and Brian are meeting the American author Mark Twain. I suppose it's historical. Brian says, doesn't history pretty much suck? The Crusades. Hitler? And then Stewie says, Prince Harry marrying Meghan Markle. It's a bit of an unfair comparison. Perhaps. And then it cuts to Prince Harry, who goes again because this is the second time Family Guy has taken a swipe at. Watch this. Look at that. Now he's looking, she looks right at him and he looks down. Oh, let me fix my scarf. Let me fix this here. And then he just starts going. Does anybody believe this? Does this look real to any of you? We have that pep on the scooter again. Yes, ma'am. Oh, we do. Really? Same guy? Same guy. Let's first say, where the hell are the paps? Because I didn't see a single one. The only thing I see is a lot of neck strain as they're looking for people. Maybe it's just me. Even when she says, do we have the scooter guy? There's Sarcasm in her voice and then her face. Registers surprise when they say he's here. Is that disappointment I see in their faces 'cause there are no paparazzi? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm making something up. So, you all remember when Meghan Markle basically turned her life into a real life fairy tale? Like, imagine going from American TV drama straight into royalty. That whole suits to palace glow up had everyone hooked. I mean, a biracial American actress marrying into the centuries-old British monarchy. That's not just rare. It's Netflix level drama in the flesh. The world watched every second of that wedding like it was the Super Bowl of fairy tales. She said, "I do." And for a moment, it was like, damn, she really did that. From cable TV to tiaras and royal titles. 4 kids. That's fun. So many good songs. And I've become that mom where I'm like sitting around with friends and I start singing like Tyrannosaurus. That's the chorus. Tyrannosaurus. I was like, what am I singing? Oh my gosh. I'm singing Story B. I'm singing Storybox. I am not singing Beyoncé in that. And I think what's happened is she's come into the royal family and this archaic system has tried to control her. And say you will do this, you will do that, you will not go here, you will not go there. She's just said no. But that fairy tale cracked faster than you could say palace protocol. Behind all those glossy Vogue spreads and perfectly staged public appearances, there was chaos brewing. Meghan didn't just marry Prince Harry. She married an entire system. And trust me, the royal family isn't out here rolling out red carpets for Hollywood types. This wasn't LA glitz. This was old school stiff upper lip tradition with rules on top of rules, like don't wear nail polish. That's not nude kind of rules. Meghan was out here thinking premiere events and the royals were like, "Where's your hat, ma'am?" The press turned fast. Like one day she was the people's princess, the next she was the villain of every tabloid. The British media did not give that woman a break. And it got so ugly that Meghan and Harry were just like, you know what? Bye. They packed up, left the palace behind, and dipped to California. I mean, imagine giving up royalty because the vibes were just that off. So, here we are a few years later. And let's just say things didn't go exactly the way Meghan probably pictured on her vision board. She was aiming to be the next big mogul. Oprah 2.0 vibes. But Hollywood said no. Because here's the tea. The industry doesn't care if you were once a duchess. You're only as good as your last deal. And hers, well, it kind of flopped. Spotify dropped her like a bad playlist. Her Netflix stuff came and went with barely a ripple. And that podcast, blink and you missed it. Meghan tried to sell herself as this wise, empowering, media-savvy queen. But Hollywood wasn't buying. Insiders are even saying her brand's on life support. And honestly, I don't disagree. This is a definite blow for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. When they stepped down as working royals, they said that they were going to live a life of service, and now Meghan is shilling loose fruit spread and Prince Harry is doing polo docs that don't even hit the Top 3,000 of Netflix last year. They want to be taken seriously. Clearly, they're not being taken seriously. They want to be A-listers, but they continuously are a Hollywood punchline. That is devastating to them. And then we have the weird attempts to stay relatable, like you're flying private, but teaching us how to cut fruit on Instagram. The pineapple video alone had the internet roasting her for days. Meghan was gunning to be the voice of modern women, but ended up looking like a Pinterest parody. Instead of becoming an icon, she became a meme. Yikes. And don't even get me started on Harry. This man gave up everything. His titles, his home, his family. For what? Her therapy sessions and podcast cameos, where he looks like he's just tagging along. The same prince who used to make headlines for being the rebel royal now looks like Meghan's assistant in interviews. I'm not saying he regrets it, but it kind of looks like he regrets it. The King's director of communications, Tobin Andre, sitting down in the open with Meredith Maines, who is Harry Meghan's right-hand woman, and their new London, UK-based PR, Liam Maguire. Now, sources close to Harry tell me they are very frustrated that this was leaked, this meeting was leaked. But I would wonder, it's a big coincidence that a paparazzi photographer just happened to be there to capture the moments that the one of the King's senior aides and Harry's two senior aides were speaking to one another in London. Now, Meredith, I knew was in London anyway because she was having various meetings with Harry's charity work and all the rest of it. Funny enough, I wasn't told about this meeting with Tobin from Buckingham Palace. But what this does show is there is some kind of channel of communication starting to open up. Harry's team would not have taken that meeting without Harry's blessing. The King's team would not have taken that meeting without the King's blessing. So, something is happening here. So, here's the deal. Harry used to be the guy everyone saw as royal blood with purpose. His whole identity was built on legacy, duty, that whole for queen and country thing. But these days, that version of him is slowly disappeared. Now he's just floating around Montecito, hopping into duchess series, doing house tours, and low-key looking like a husband stuck in someone else's storyline. And yeah, people are starting to notice he doesn't have that same spark anymore. He looks like a man who's gotten lost in Meghan's script. Could Prince Harry return to the UK as a single man? That's what Princess Diana's former butler, poor Burl, is predicting. And he's made some other pretty wild claims about the Duke of Sussex. He says a brainwashed Prince Harry has finally woken up to the truth about his wife, Meghan Markle. He is a very calculating, manipulative woman who has got Harry in her clutches, and she knows that this is worth millions to her. The former butler claims Harry is only staying in the marriage so that he can see his two children, Archie and Lily, grow up. Barl believes that the exiled royal will soon return to home soil for good, and most likely without Meghan. I think it will end in tears and Harry will return to England one day. But you know what? His brother will put his arm around him and say, "Welcome home." Because that's the kind of guy that William is. Meanwhile, Meghan, oh, she's not slowing down. Not officially, of course, but the whispers are getting louder. Word around Montecito is that she's out here making moves, attending those exclusive events, low-key dinners, and fancy charity galas that definitely aren't about the causes we're talking. Invite-only retreats where everyone smells like old money and ambition. And Meghan is moving in those circles. Tech giants, hedge fund millionaires, finance brothers with private jets and zero interest in royalty. The crazy part. There's talk she's been spotted with a certain Middle Eastern billionaire. Yeah, the kind who apparently has a thing for Hollywood girls. Some say it's just gossip. But let's be real, Meghan doesn't show up anywhere without a reason. And if there's one thing she's good at, it's strategy. When her brand starts shaking, she doesn't play defense. She switches the game entirely. From actress to duchess, then duchess to activist, and now possibly billionaire. Arm candy. I know it sounds wild, but for Meghan, it tracks. This girl knows how to pivot. What? We were just talking and then he what? Mike, please. I'm so sorry, Mike. No. Please. Music? Please. It didn't mean anything. Music? Because in Meghan's world, the one thing that matters more than anything else is staying relevant. And when that spotlight starts to dim, she doesn't step back like most people. She rewrites the entire narrative. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Lately, her public appearances have been super calculated. Like no more casual paps or soft focus Instagram stories with tea mugs. No, this is all about calculated presence. Fewer selfies, fewer feel-good moments, but way more behind the scenes. Power lunches and strategic handshakes. Her circle's gotten tighter, her moves more low-key, but that networking, it's turned all the way up. Meghan's not fading, she's just plotting. Yeah. I mean, with Harry's show ranking below 3,000, Polo on Deadline's list of Netflix's programs last year or this year. Meghan Markle not even hitting the top 300. We were told that they were about to take over Hollywood. Archwell Productions. They were going to be in front of the camera. They were going to be behind the camera. I will probably, see my grandmother on the other side. Before I see meet me at the lake come to fruition. Meet me at the lake. Yeah. All right. Then. Don't. This has always been her thing. She doesn't chase the spotlight. She builds the stage. Everything she does, every handshake, every chance encounter at some gala, it's all a move in a bigger game. And lately, that game, it's looking a lot less like marriage and a lot more like money moves. Forget red carpets and Netflix mixers. She's showing up at tables where real power sits. Think Silicon Valley billionaires, legacy bankers, men who don't blink at flying private to lunch. She's in that league now. And Meghan Markle, what's also in trouble is her career because we have some new stats. We have some new stats about Meghan Markle's show, with Love, Meghan. Let me read you some of these bullet points here. So, the Netflix original series Dire Viewer stats were revealed in the streamer's semi-annual What We Watched report, which tracks the most popular and most watched things on Netflix. Now, Meghan would have you believe she's this huge star and billions of people are watching her. No. No, 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 no. Let me read you what's going on. With Love, Meghan came in at number 385. The show has garnered just 5.3 million views since its debut in March, which is a pretty dismal number for an original series on the streamer. Now, Suits, the show that Meghan, came to prominence on. Not such prominence 'cause I'd never seen it or heard of it. It earned 9.3 million viewers for its first season and ranked number 151. Now, I didn't even know there were 358 shows on Netflix. How do you come in 358? Is Meghan Markle the new Stephen Colbert? Is she the new radioactive person where you give her H100 red million, which is allegedly what they got from Netflix? Like Kawari's budget was 100 million and he was still 40 million in the hole. But I think these folks like having Meghan and Harry because for a certain type of elite Hollywood liberal, having these royals, and I use the word royal loosely, on their network means something, right? And Ted Sarandos and the folks at Netflix, they really have become personal friends with Harry and Meghan. So, I imagine they're going to keep pushing her through and pushing her through. And get this, there's a certain tech billionaire whose name keeps coming up. He's not famous, but apparently he's got a thing for actresses and a wallet that makes Harry's Netflix check look like a Starbucks gift card. They've been spotted at the same event, not once, but twice. Her team hasn't denied it either. Like, not even a lazy no comment. That silence loud. Real loud. It's giving strategic coincidence energy. Or maybe, just maybe, Meghan's on the hunt for her next upgrade. One with connection, status, and yes, probably a black MX card. Back at their Montecito mansion, things are tense. Harry is still out. They're doing what he's always done, playing the role of the supportive husband, smiling for the cameras, dodging tough questions, and staying silent while Meghan's PR machine spins like it's on overdrive. But according to friends, that mask is slipping. It's not working anymore. Harry's pulling away, spending nights in the guest house, going on solo hikes, and basically searching for some peace that doesn't come with a camera crew or a PR agenda. I felt like it was a little like Maria Twinette in her cottage, where she just wanted to cosplay as a normal person. I don't want to see Meghan Markle with a $70,000 Lorraine Schwartz emerald cut pinky ring in a kitchen with the same finishes as my New York rental. I want to see huge slabs of marble I could never afford in my wildest dreams. I want. That's not Montecito. I mean, I think Montecito is richy rich, but I think it's like lived in California vibe. It is, but that house and the finishes in the kitchen, they're not the level of her kitchen. It's not a beautiful stone. It was giving a little bit more elevated than HGTV set. Yeah. And that to me is like almost unacceptable. I want to see the super wealth. Their goals completely different. Harry wants calm, quiet family moments, less drama, less performance, and something that actually feels like purpose. Meghan, she's all about traction. She wants momentum, headlines, and power plays. And honestly, it's not looking good. Because her big projects have been flopping. That Netflix documentary didn't make the splash she wanted. The podcast cancelled. And the Hollywood machine's been trying so hard to impress. Yeah, they're slowly moving on. Welcome to my garden. Well, it's not my garden. It's a set actually, but welcome to my set. Tropicana, is that your dog's name? Every morning, I take the freshest oranges from my backyard grove to make orange juice for H and the children. And then I collect the honey from my homemade beehive at home. No, no, no. H. I said honey, not Harry. I only call you H or honey. And then I use the stuff to create candles for Leica and 8. And finally, a lifestyle series starring the Duchess of Sussex is now available on Netflix with Love. Meghan follows a former actress at home and shares cooking, gardening, and also hosting tips. The show is part of a $100 million deal with the streaming site. It was originally due to premiere in January, but wildfires in LA delayed its release. Music? Even her big-name friends seem to have gone ghost. Oprah silent. The Obamas nowhere to be seen. And Tyler Perry, who literally gave them a place to stay when they left the royals, is now sending vague messages that feel more like warnings than encouragement. If her phone's not ringing, that says everything, right? The room feels colder, the invites fewer, and when your relevance starts slipping, so does everyone's patient. That's where all the rumors of separation are coming